All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Welcome to the New World Order. So I'm gonna play a couple. This is from the Kim Iverson show, and she's gonna say a lot, but we're not surprised. We're not moved by certain things. We expected these things to take place. All right. Because why we're the house of faith? Because this is what the Lord said is going to happen. Matter of fact, before I play this whole thing, we get a couple of scriptures. I'm gonna do it different this time. Jeremiah 5:7. It says, "Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces because of their transgressions, and many in their backsliding are increased." So we always bring this up when he speaks of a new world order. Leopards are known for stealth. Leopards are known for watching. All right. The nickname that leopards have is called the Prince of Stealth. So they could sneak up on you. You won't even know. You don't even know if they're watching you. But they like the old classic Rockwell featuring Michael Jackson's Somebody's Watching Me. Okay. Now we all know it's not a surprise what I'm about to say before she says something, that everything that's surrounding us right now is surveillance. Matter of fact, real quick, and Edom, the so-called white man, has a God complex. And part of what the Most High have conducted, let me get this real quick. Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So when you understand that concept, everything works for the Lord. But Esau, being the devil that he is, he has his way of doing things. Isaiah 14:11, I believe. No. 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Lucifer, light bearer, what it means in this particular text is talking about King of Babylon. And the people that runs Babylon are Esau, Edom, right? Psalms 137, because I'm going to pretty much let her say a couple things. She's going to say, I don't know when to cut it off, but she said some interesting things. Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. So Babylon, current Babylon, is run by Esau, Edomites. Okay? Let me go back to this real quick to prove my point, and then I can go forward. Isaiah 14 and still at 12. No, 13 now. When thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, which the side of the north is talking about North America. The congregation of the Lord is who? The Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So this guy is boasting and bragging how he took us down, how we're nothing. Right now, there's a campaign against all the tribes. Even Gad and Reuben is not safe. So all the tribes are on Front Street. Why? Because the people that's in power hates the Israelites. So I was sent above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That's the point. So I'm gonna let it play. We told you so. We told you so. Yeah, we told you so.
The surveillance state is rapidly expanding. It is quite dystopian and scary how quickly it is expanding, from using facial recognition in order to make sure that you are old enough to use services like Discord, to ICE tracking people using cell phones in order to identify who they're talking to and whether or not these people are illegals or whether or not these people are protesters that belong in a database, to now Homeland Security saying that they're going to start using AI and they're going to be surveilling and watching voters at the voting boxes. Ring cameras. If you watched the Super Bowl, you probably saw the Ring ad where they say that cameras are now just going to automatically turn on to help us find our pets. But what else could that be used for? It's also now dynamic pricing. Essentially, they're tracking us, they're finding out information from us using AI, and now they're even showing us different prices. So you and I are going to be sold products, the exact same product at different prices, called dynamic pricing rather than static pricing, based on the information they're able to gather on us. There's just so much of this dystopian surveillance state that is expanding so rapidly. Let's go ahead and start off with Discord. So Discord over the last week announced that they were going to age restrict users from certain features starting next month. This tweet came out from Pirate Nation saying that basically the user has to scan their face or ID. All accounts will get a restricted teen.
And brothers been saying it from the apostles on down. The famine in the word is rapidly coming upon us. There's a lot of things that's been going on that's clear to a lot of brothers that things are changing. This YouTube ministry, a lot of us came through YouTube. Either we saw on YouTube some brothers out of state, different states have different they had different callings, but the same thing, which meaning the same. We hope and pray for the same results. And YouTube have did a heavy lifting for us. Even when we do these shows, these are like our private epistles, not private epistles, but our own, our own epistles. So every man should have, as part of GMS, any man that calls himself an Israelite should be teaching. But a lot of these other camps are fraudulent. They're not real. They're not real prophets. So the advantage of getting information freely is going to change dramatically, and she's going to explain everything. And we've been saying this is going to get to a point where nobody can get into the web. All right. If you ever did your taxes or go to some government thing, they want to show, they want a video of you, they want IDs and all this, ID me, all this nonsense. That is going to be the new age form of the internet. Why? Because they want to know who's who, what's what, and monitor. They have a dossier on everybody. So things are changing dramatically.
Experience by default, no access to age restricted or not safe for work servers and channels, cannot speak in stage channels, automatic filters applied to sensitive or graphic content, warnings shown on friend requests from unfamiliar.
Hey, even on YouTube coming with their policy, they always changing something, and a lot of people's channels been cut because of, they'll say, false advertising. And brothers, we don't sell nothing. Only thing we doing is giving out this the truth for free, like it was tended to be. So the dryness is coming because of people that's in control. right? We won't be able to say the things that we can say or do. So, brothers and a few sisters that's out there, make sure whoever's channels you're watching, you got the alternate channels, because this thing's about to go down.
Users, direct messages from non-friends filtered into separate requests inbox. To unlock full adult access, users must verify that they are 18 and over with one of these options: facial age estimation, a short video selfie processed on your device, which looks like this. So this is a person doing that. Uploading a photo of a government issued ID. So now they're saying you have to show us your face or your government issued ID in order to interact on Discord, which then, well, that obviously means they would be able to then figure out who's saying what. I mean, if they know your account is you, they've identified it to you, you can no longer speak freely on Discord out of fear that somebody's watching, which they are, and you end up with a knock on your door because you said something on social media that was, I don't know, anti-Israel. And so the next thing you know, authorities show up at your door. So we're seeing this. We're seeing also, this also came out today. This one was quite scary. This was an accidental, this Israeli spyware firm that was co-founded by Jeffrey Epstein's friend Ehud Baruch, and who also was the prime minister of Israel, just made a catastrophic blunder, and they accidentally showed a screenshot from their control panel of graphite. This is I guess, a surveillance software that is being used. And if you take a look at this, let me just show you this in full detail. So you can see the telephone number. They're able to figure out what apps you have on your phone. This is an Israeli spyware, basically.
And it goes back to those people. If anything that they ever did to the world, they'll tell you straight up technology. So they had no help at all. They didn't help out nothing, but they're supposed to be the people of the Lord. So from the Palantir, I believe she says about the Palantir itself to this what she's speaking of. Every social media, I believe TikTok, they lost millions of subscribers because of the people that own TikTok now is monitoring everything. So people already left us. A lot of people is leaving these social media status. Oh, the days of just you know do whatever you want to do is it's over. All right, they have changed the game. That you can't say certain things. You can't be yourself. All right, we're entering a new world order, and they will be monitoring everyone.
They see the available apps on your phone. So maybe you have iMessage or you have WhatsApp, you have Telegram, you have all these different ways of communicating with people. They can actually see your messages once they actually grab the information from your page. When they intercept it, that blue button right there that says click to hack, it actually says intercept on it. So once they click that, they can intercept whatever messages that you're sending on your phone. They also can see your messages. I mean, what the hell is this? What is this?
That is the new world order. Hey, everything is about to change. I was watching Apostle Gabar's video when he had Bishop Zion one with him, and he was making mentioning. They went over what was this guy's name? Jordan Maxwell and two other guys. I always remember Jordan Maxwell, and they had the show that was explaining about the new world order and how they intended to be, so forth. You know, obviously they're going to put a microchip on everybody, and people is going to be part of the Internet of Things. But it was explaining, which I grew up in that era too, of how you had to remember everybody's phone number. You had, you know what I'm saying? And everybody wasn't into technology the way they are today. The technology of today is dumbing people down. right? So they introduce everybody, next generation and so forth, to this technology. Now they stuck into this technology. And the scripture says what? Knowledge shall increase, right? So the same thing that you're supposed to use um, to increase your knowledge is also trapping you. It's also locking you down, putting you in prison. Now you can't do certain things like you used to. So this is the new world order. Now you're gonna have to show your face, show everything. You're gonna know your IP address, everything like that, because you can't speak against Big Brother. You speak about against Big Brother, they'll come after you. This is where everything is coming down to. Oh, I'm sorry.
An Israeli company to have access to this level of our personal lives. I mean, this is just so dystopian and scary. They basically can spy on us at any time. Now, America, and here's the thing: the United States cannot spy on its own citizens, but their best friend Israel can. So, and then what can the U.S. do? Can the U.S. then gather that information from the Israeli spy agencies on all of us Americans? Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are. And of course, do they care what the rules are? Do they bend the rules? They probably bend the rules all the time. They think, well, it hasn't been ruled in court. Nobody's ever brought this up. And so, it's a private company, this Israeli spyware company, it's private and they're hacking. We're basically allowing them to hack and spy on our American citizens, and then we gather the information. So it's a nice little workaround, isn't it? But this tweet comes from Megatron in this image on Twitter saying an Israeli spyware firm co-founded by Jeffrey Epstein's longtime close friend Ehud Baruch just made a catastrophic blunder. A live screenshot of Graphite's control panel was accidentally exposed, showing real victim phone numbers and active toggles to instantly hijack WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, and Facebook control over anyone's digital life. This was the moment a company revealed exactly how its weapon spies on the world. This tool hacks journalists, activists, human rights defenders, but above all, politicians, ministers, opposition leaders, and anyone who might threaten the power or interests of those who pay. Paragon isn't a tech company, it's a surveillance factory with political cover. So that's the company that is where the screenshot came from. And it's quite scary looking at Paragon Graphite. Paragon is an Israeli technology company that develops and sells powerful, highly invasive graphite spyware to government agencies for lawful intercept purposes. The company and its product gained notoriety in 2025 due to reports of misuse by governments to target journalists, human rights activists, and civil society members. So, okay. Great. That's out there. That's available. You should be aware of this. Don't say anything on your phones. Now we're living in a world where we have to lock our phones away, climb up a hill, and have conversations where there's no technology around. But then who knows if they can hack into like the cell towers that are nearby and still listen to our conversations. I mean, are we safe anywhere anymore? I don't know. Homeland Security, ICE, they have been gathering information on Americans and illegals, right? They say that they're doing it to capture the illegals, but instead what we've heard over and over again from the ICE agents in Minneapolis is that they're gathering information on the protesters so that they can go after them later. However, Todd Lyons, the acting director of ICE, says, no, there's no database on American citizens. Sure.
Are you surveilling U.S. citizens today?
No, sir.
Those people practicing this First Amendment right, photos of them, data taken, they're not being placed in any kind of a database?
There is no database for protesters, sir.
One of your officers in Maine said to one of the individuals protesting, we're going to put your face in a little database. What does that mean? Do you have a little database
No, sir.
of Americans?
No, sir, we don't.
Then what do you think your ICE agent was doing to this individual when he said those statements?
I can't speak for that individual, sir, but I can assure you there is no database that's tracking United States citizens.
They're lying. So they're watching, they're collecting information on everybody, selling to the highest bidder. We have entering the age of privacy is over. The age of privacy is over, and this also goes into the what's calling it the notion the NDAA Act. Sorry, NDAA, which is the National Defense Authorization Act, when they could deem anybody to be a terrorist, and how they would deem that person to be a terrorist by going against the state, and that's what they've been doing. They've been collecting people's data. Those people that's protesting, which are a lot of actors, and they've been using this new technology that they got from their buddy Israel and collecting data on everybody. So we have, hey, it's over. I'm not gonna make this too long, but ultimately, the main thing they want to push is that RFID microchip. Revelation 13 and 15. It said that he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. That the image of the beast, which is the image, what is the image of the beast in New World Order? All right, they had power to give unto it. They have the technology. They have the know-how. All right, this shit is unheard of. From the ancient world status to now, this is unheard of. What's going on right now? So now they can watch everybody. They watch what you say, watch what you do, and making sure nobody's saying something that they're not supposed to say, go against the grain. All these things are happening. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai showing the world for what these devils are all about. It says the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So ultimately, that's why they rounded up all this information so they can know who. There was a thing they used to say back in the days when first watching these guys, they'll have people in a checklist: the red, the blue, and the yellow, I believe. So yellow is people that they can work with. They break them. So they collected everybody. They break them. The concentration camp. They could send them back into the society, which all chipped up. The blue, obviously, they with whatever the government say. There's no problem. But the red, they have to take them out. And a lot of us grew up in the real world. Well, not the real world, but the world that was, and we don't fit criteria of the world to come. We're the threat, right? Everybody else participate. Like was it 7 years ago? Everybody participated into that ritual. Well, they don't have. There's no resistance from those people. But the ones that speak up against what's happening, that's the ones they're gonna go after. That's why they're collecting the data. That's what they're doing. What they're doing. They already know who is gonna take it, who's not gonna take it, what they have to do to them. So we have entering that, in which we all know the rest says, and we're not supposed to take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, they're not gonna force it in you. You have to take it willingly. This is not a thing where they just grab you up and like you're gonna put this. No. You know, even if you're unconscious, they can't. You have to do it willingly. You got to be a participant into that, and that's the world that they want. They want to control everybody. You're saying or where you're going, everything. We have entered the phase of the new world order. With that being said, shalom to the elect and the nations. Shalom.